up, I'm coming up. Feel the rush, I feel the rush. If this ain't legendary, what you call it? I said if this ain't legendary, what you call it?
World premiere. Dragon Ball! Oh shoot! Dragon Ball Project Z! Here we go! Vegeta! Cyber Connect 2! Where's Yamcha? The Sucker Yamcha! Woo! Dang! Whoa! Kakarot got yeeted, bro. He got yeeted. Rest in peace. Pull up. Rest in peace, Vegeta. Senpai. Senpai. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Vegeta. I gotta take off my hat for that. This is different. This is different. Comprehend how different this is. So we're going to Frieza Saga. Dragon Ball Z. Woo! That looks sexy. Dragon Ball Kakarot.
World premiere.
Wow, that. So no more Project Z. Y'all, it's your boy, Ace Operative. And today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. For real. I'm being honest with you guys how I personally feel about this game, right? Now, when I heard the initial announcement for Dragon Ball Z, before it was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which we now know what it is, it was Dragon Ball Z Project Z. Now, the rumor that was floating around that Cyber Connect 2. Cyber Connect 2 was one of the game devs that had made the Hack Sign games. One of the most notable devs for the Naruto Storm franchise. Understand this, comprehend this. Ever since Cyber Connect 2 had touched the Naruto franchise, everyone in the anime gaming community can say without a shadow of a doubt that the way in which they did the Naruto games was visually, I'm going to say this right here, right now, visually the game looks stunning. Everyone would easily tell you no other company that have touched, maybe Ubisoft, when they had the license with Naruto, you know, like when we have gotten Naruto, I believe it was Rise of a Ninja and Broken Bonds. Like, it got close, but it could never get to the levels in which Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series could ever do. And the thing about that is what Cyber Connect 2 does, bro. Like, they will make the game so visually pleasing. It would be like, bro, it's like you're eating a fine steak. But the latest, when they left the Naruto franchise, this is what people tend to forget. They left, for me personally, a lot of other people, they could have forgotten. They could have been like, push Cyber Connect 2 to the side and just remember all the good crud. But it's just like, for me personally, they left that franchise with a bad freaking note. Because what people don't like saying, they love calling Cyber Connect 2 back up and say, yo, we need a Storm 5. But they left Naruto, the Storm franchise, on a bad note because there were so many bugs and glitches. We had to cry out for a year, bro, just to get them to add spectator mode. And then they gave us a DLC. And it seems like every time we had gotten a Storm game, it was one step forward, 2 steps back. But I'm not going to stay on what happened with Storm, but it's just like going all the way up to the Storm 4, and when they left us, they left us on a freaking bad note. And that is why I'm like here looking at Dragon Ball Z Kakarot like, yeah, it's going to be visually pleasing, but how is the overall gameplay is going to be. So that's how I had initially went into the freaking Dragon Ball game. I'm like, you're saying nothing good could come of this. Nothing good. It's going to look so freaking good. These suckers are going to hype this crud up out the wazoo to being like on the level of Arc System. Arc System did not a bad job with fighters. It looked beautiful, but the story was 100% trash. But the way Cyber Connect 2 is like approaching it, it's like they're making sure the story, they're making sure they tell the Dragon Ball story the way in which it is supposed to be told. And I'm just like, you're saying, I gotta give Cyber Connect 2, coming from someone that can't stand them after what they did, Storm, I have to give them props. Because for it to be an action RPG, and thank God they're going the action RPG route, right? For them to go that route, all I can see is them like flying high. Because you don't hear nobody talk about the hack sign games like there's a problem. I think they say that, from what I've heard, the hack sign games were very freaking good. So I feel like with Cyber Connect 2, they have found their mark. I mean, they are in their number one zone. There is no way. See, this is just me. This is just me now. There's no way they could jack it up. There is no way. But I'm just like here saying to myself as I'm watching this gameplay, understand this, the world, the open world crud. Now, the thing that I was like concerned with the hub world is that, yo, how many people are going to be in this? Is it going to be like 10 people in one little hub world on some One Piece? What was it? One Piece. Wow, bro, I actually forgot the freaking game. One Piece, World Secret type of crud, where there's only like 20 people in the whole entire game, but they give us a big old open world to explore, but only 20 people inhabit that freaking island. Is it going to be like that? I feel like they're going to fill that thing up with tons of people, bro. Tons of NPCs you can interact with. It just feels like, for me personally, too good to be true. Too good to be true. And then this game is coming out early 2020, which is going to be like February, March, somewhere, January, February, March, somewhere around then. It's going to get its like release. And I'm just like just saying to myself, right? How is this thing going to play on launch? It's not an online game, so we can't say jack like, oh, they messed up the online somehow, X, Y, and Z. No, has to have tons of missions. It has to have something. Yeah, also get some type of I feel like DLC has to come for this game. I feel like they're gonna add some more type of things to make you want to play this game more, because this is it's a JRPG. And as someone that loves JRPG, I'm like you're saying, you gotta have full of missions, you gotta have some legendary boss fights, which they have, but it's just like this game gotta be full up with content. If they just release this crud and you only get what, like 10 hours, even though it's a JRPG where you gotta grind X, Y, and Z, it's just like it's gonna be bare bones. I won't see any $60 within it. That's why, like, as of right now, I personally cannot stand Bandai games. Like, Bandai games love, as you guys already know, they love hyping the game up. Say for Naruto to Boruto, Shinobi Strike, I was hyped about that game because it was something new, it was something different. It was away from the Storm games. It was a whole different thing. But the way they fell short was they did not give us jack. They ride this Dragon Ball hype train like to the freaking moon. The hype for Dragon Ball is just so unbelievable. I love Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has been like a thing from my childhood, like ever since I was my boy. It's just like there are other anime games out there that you guys could be like promoting, like you guys could like be pulling from. Let Bandai do Bandai. I'm gonna do me. I mean, they're not gonna. Here's my thing. Everyone on YouTube is like saying, yo, we need the next Naruto game ASAP. We need this to be in an XYZ. I could, at this moment, at that time back like a few years ago, I could agree with them. But it's just like too many games have taken my heart as of right now. I moved on. If they want to drop a Naruto game like at Ubisoft and to shock everyone, like, yo, they want Ubisoft to do a Naruto game and we getting X, Y, and Z, it's just like, I almost personally do not care. I found love in so many other different types of games, like the variety of games. My thing about is my expectations for Dragon Ball. I want them to just fill that. I want them to go ham, fill this game up. For it to be named Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I'm going to tell you this. Depending on how this game sells, they're going to make their way up to the Super Saga. I'm telling you this. Kakarot is going to have 2 sagas, the Saiyan Saga and the Frieza Saga. I'm calling that crud out right now. I don't think we're going to go anywhere past that for this one. But then they're going to get a sequel. This is where you got to keep an eye on Cyber Connect 2. Because when they do these sequels, they have a high tendency to go 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So, you got to keep an eye on these suckers. Because I don't want to hear suckers saying, why is it this way instead of how it was in Kakarot? Because they dumbed that crud down. I don't know like what the time frame is. It's just like, it's whatever. That's just it. And then it's going to go all the way up to Super Saga. So I can see them going into the Android Saga and Cell Saga on the sequel, and then they're going to go into the Boost Saga. It's a maybe light Super Saga. I just see this crap coming. It's not like they don't bring Cyber Connect 2 unless they really want a legacy game. But guys, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I will talk to you guys on the next one, because we got some more crud coming in E3 today. See you. Operatives, move out.